Salut! French people love their metric system, but we're a bit less rational when it comes to counting itself. From 0 to 1,000 billion, there are a lot of strange constructions, surprising expressions, complicated rules, and just plain weird stuff. Which numbers do we use? How do you spell them? Or even pronounce them properly? I'm Géraldine. Bienvenue sur Commune Française TV. Sound French even to the French. So, let's start at the beginning. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, 0 is 0, 0 or note. 1 is 1. Is le premier nombre, the first number, though it's not un nombre premier, un nombre premier, a prime number, confusingly enough. 2 is 2, 2. The X is silent because French is weird. It's le deuxième, the second number, le deuxième. We also say le second, when we know there's no third or if there isn't one yet. As in la Seconde Guerre mondiale, the Second World War. 3 is 3, 3, which is le troisième in ordinal numbers. 4 is 4. It gives us le quatrième, and so on from there. 5 is 5. Are you following still? Okay, don't worry. As we say, le jeu en vaut la chandelle. Le jeu en vaut la chandelle, which means it's worth it. 6 is 6. Then comes 7. 7 for 7, with its silent P. Then 8 for 8. And finally, 9 for 9. 9. Congratulations! You know all of les chiffres, the digits. They're all part of les nombres, the numbers. But we also use un numéro, when it's not a number that actually represents the number of something, some value or any quantity, for example. Un numéro is also used to differentiate between things that are assigned numbers to. The most famous use is, of course, un numéro de téléphone. Un numéro de téléphone, a phone number. A useful phrase for you to know might be tu me passes ton numéro de téléphone? Tu me passes ton numéro de téléphone? Can you give me your phone number? But let's go back to counting. This means 10. The X is pronounced like an S for some reason. After that, we have 11 for 11 and 12 for 12. 12. The English language now starts with the teens, but we keep on going with special names, such as 13 for 13, 14 for 14, 15 for 15, and 16 for 16, which were all famous French kings named Louis, from Richelieu to the Revolution, ending with Louis XVI. Louis XVI. After 16, we stop using special nouns and switch to more descriptive words. 17 is 17, for instance. It's just 10 and 7. Same for 18, 18. As you can hear, the X is now pronounced like a Z. It doesn't come from nowhere though, since the S is also pronounced as Z when it's placed between two vowels. But I'm not sure if it makes more or less sense with this explanation. Anyway, we end this series with 19, 19, or literally 10, 9. Here the X is still pronounced as a Z, okay, sounds Z. It's for some reason probably as a joke that went too far by a Renaissance monk or something. 20. It's a very strange looking word, but don't worry, as we can hear it's pronounced the same way as the wine, le vin. To be honest, some people say 20 depending on the generation or the area you're in. French people can have different accents, as we discussed with Français de nos régions in a previous episode. You can find the link in the video description on my blog, where I also read and answer all your comments. Anyway, after 20, the pattern starts to make sense a bit. 21, 21, 20 and 1 is 21. The T is there for the liaison. 22, 22, 22, the T is there because French language is made to be difficult. 23, 23 is 23. The T is there even though there's another one just after. And so it goes 24, 24 for 24, 25, 25 for 25, 26, 26 for 26, 27 for 27, 28, 28 for 28, and 29, 29, 29. Did you know, dans une année bissextile, le mois de février comporte 29 jours. Dans une année bissextile, le mois de février comporte 29 jours. In a leap year, the month of February has 29 days. The more you know. Les dizaines suivantes, the tens that follow are still built according to the 20th patterns. So you have 30, 30, 30, and then you have, for instance, 33, 33, sometimes called the age of Christ. 40, 40, 40, and 42, 42, which is a good answer as well. 50, 50, 50, and 51, 51, which is also the name of a brand of pastis, which is a popular anise-flavored aperitif, very popular everywhere, but especially in the south of France. Finally, we have 60, 60 for 60, with an X that is pronounced as an S. And as you probably know, after that, things get very weird. So, still with me so far? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, you can see where this is going. Now come 70, or as we say in French, 60, 10, 70, 70. Remember what comes after 10? Right, it's 11, 11. So naturally it goes 60 and 11, 71, 71, 71. 60, 12, 72, 72, then 60, 13, 73, 73, etc. Of course, then we have 77, 77, 78, 78, and 79, 79. 60, 10, 9. Then comes 420, yay! 80, 80, 80. I know it's a strange process that comes from the ancient Gauls. After that, it makes sense. 81, 81 for 81. We have 86 later, 86 for 86. If you're advanced, you will notice that the S at the end of 80 disappears when there's a number after it. It's an arbitrary rule of spelling. Then comes the weirdness again with 42010, 90, 90, 90. Just like with 70, we also say 91, 91, 91 until 99. 99, 99, 99. To learn all of this series, there's no special tip, just learn them. Or better yet, listen to French conversation or numbers, keep them in mind and practice. Or maybe go to Belgium or Switzerland. There you might hear some people say things like 70, 80, and 90 for respectively 70, 80, and 90. 70, 80, and 90. But it makes a lot of sense, but it sounds very weird and outdated for someone who grew up with Parisian French, so don't use them in France. Finally, higher numbers are a bit less complicated. We have 100, 100 for 100, 200 for 200, 700 for 700, 700. Once again, the S disappears when there's another number after it. Je viens d'acheter 617 bougies, je crois que j'ai besoin d'aide. Je viens d'acheter 617 bougies, je crois que j'ai besoin d'aide. I just bought 617 candles, I think I might need help. And after that comes 1000, 1000. 1000 is invariable, it never changes spelling, as in 2018, 2018, or 12,000, 12,000, 12,000. In French, after 10,000, we separate the thousands with a space, never, ever, ever with a comma. Instead, the comma is used as a decimal point. Mon ami pèse 81,533 kg exactement. Mon ami pèse 81,533 kg exactement. My friend weighs precisely 81.533 kilos exactly. We sometimes say un millier, which is 1,000 but approximately. After the 100,000, we have un million, and un milliard, a billion. They're not really numbers but nouns, which means that they're kept in the plural, as in 3,500,012. 3,500,012. As a side note, from a quirk of history, un billion, in French, un billion is a little known number that comes after that, and it means 1000 milliards or 1,000 billion. 1000 milliards. After that come much bigger numbers like Googleplex or Graham's number, and somewhere after that, l'infini, infinity. And then we'll stop there for now. Et toi, what is the biggest number you've ever had to use? Tell me in the comment section in French if you dare. I would love to hear from you. On the blog commeunefrancaise.com, I read all the comments and answer all your questions as well. If you're on YouTube, you will find a link to the website below this video. And hop there to claim your exclusive free course with lessons such as how can you make the difference between entrée and rentrée, or the answer to the French riddle about Sophie's dog. Subscribe now to join my everyday French crash course, a 10-day mini course to sound French, even to the French. It's super easy to join. Leave me your first name and your email and you will receive lesson 1 immediately. Merci for watching Comme une Française TV. Sound French, even to the French. Allez, salut!